Oh. Before the morning knew its name, before the light had learned its frame, before the ocean found its shore, he was and is and evermore the architect of everything that breathes, the author of the wind inside the leaves, the hand that set the galaxies in place and still found room to specialize in grace. This is who he is, the beginning and the end of every story ever told. This is who he is, the warmth that lives inside the marrow of the cold. Not a distant manufacturer of stars and empty space, but a God who bends toward broken things and calls the bending grace. This is who he is, and nothing in creation comes remotely close to the one who made it all and loves it most. His mercy is not rationed by the morning, does not depend on what the night before contained. Arrive before the soul has finished mourning, new, completely, stubbornly unchanged. His kindness is not earned by the deserving, does not decrease with use or lose its edge. It operates without the need for serving and holds the undeserving off the ledge. This is who he is, the beginning and the end of every story ever told. This is who he is, the warmth that lives inside the marrow of the cold. Not a distant manufacturer of stars in empty space, but a God who bends toward broken things and calls the bending grace. This is who he is, and nothing in creation comes remotely close to the one who made it all and loves it most. He is holy without coldness, he is just without cruelty, he is ancient without oldness, he is everything that love was meant to be. He is patient past the patience of the best that human love has managed yet. He is present in the spaces where the presence of anyone else has already left. Jesus walked the dust to prove it, took the weight that no one else could carry far. The Spirit moves like water through it, every crack, every wound, every scar. Not a doctrine in a building, not a theory dressed in stained glass and in stone, but a living, breathing, seeking God who will not leave his own alone. This is who he is, the beginning and the end of every story ever told. This is who he is, the warmth that lives inside the marrow of the cold. Not a distant manufacturer of stars in empty space, but a God who bends toward broken things and calls the bending grace. This is who He is, faithful when the faithful have forgotten how to stand. This is who He is, the print of every nail still in His hand. And nothing in creation, nothing formed or named or known, comes close to who He is and how He loves His own. Holy, holy, merciful, present, unchanging, the same, yesterday, today, and every tomorrow that exists. That is who He is, and that is enough.
Mercy. Mercy is not a concept sitting cold inside a book. It has a face, it has a history, it has a certain look. It walked the roads of Galilee with dust between its toes, and touched the ones that every other hand refused to close. It stopped for blind Bartimaeus when the crowd said, "Walk along." It reached for Peter sinking when the water proved him wrong. It found the woman caught and stood between her and the storm, and wrote something in the dirt that turned the accusers home. This mercy is not fragile, and it does not have conditions, does not arrive with invoices or previous dispositions. It came before the asking, and it stays beyond the need. This is the mercy of His name, the most extraordinary creed. The mercy of His name outlasts the damage and the shame, runs deeper than the record of the worst that anyone became. It is not the mercy of the cautious or the carefully controlled, but the mercy of a God whose love has never once grown cold. Wide enough to cover what no other covering could reach, long enough to find the ones that time had pushed beyond the breach. The mercy of His name is not a resource or running thin. It is the nature of who He is. It always was. It has no end. His compassion is not managed from a comfortable distance, does not observe the suffering with professional persistence. It moves, the scripture says He was moved in His bowels of care, a translation that means mercy felt it deep before it got there. He wept in Lazarus' grave before He spoke the resurrection, which means the God of miracles chose grief over correction, sat inside the sorrow first before He made the stone roll back, because mercy always enters in before it stops to act. The mercy of His name outlasts the damage and the shame runs deeper than the record of the worst that anyone became. It is not the mercy of the cautious or the carefully controlled, but the mercy of a God whose love has never once grown cold, wide enough to cover what no other covering could reach, long enough to find the ones that time had pushed beyond the breach. The mercy of his name is not a resource running thin. It is the nature of who he is. It always was. It has no end. Lamentation says it rises with the sun, new every morning, not recycled, not undone, not the leftovers of yesterday's supply, but fresh, completely, faithfully arriving with the sky. In the morning that feels furthest from the reach of anything good still receives the same new mercy that the brightest morning would, because the mercy of his name is not calibrated to the deserving. It is calibrated to his character, and his character keeps serving. Jesus on the cross with nails still fresh inside his hands said, Father, please forgive them, they don't understand. Which means even at the apex of the suffering he endured, the mercy was still operational, still present, still assured. The mercy of his name outlasts the damage and the shame, runs deeper than the record of the worst that anyone became. It is not the mercy of the cautious or the carefully controlled, but the mercy of a God whose love has never once grown cold, wider than the ocean and more ancient than the deep, more faithful than the morning, and more constant than the heartbeat keeps. The mercy of his name is the foundation of it all, the reason any broken thing can rise after the fall. New every morning, not diminished by the night before, not reduced by the accumulation of the years. Fresh, faithful, waiting at the edge of every dawn. This is the mercy of his name, and it will be there tomorrow, as it was today, as it always has been.
Goodness is his native tongue, the language that he speaks, not reserved for mountaintop, but present in the valleys and the creeks of ordinary living, in the unremarkable and plain, in the bread upon the table and the mercy in the rain. He scattered it through sunrises that nobody commissioned, through the laughter of a child that no theology positioned, through the moment when the music hits the place inside the chest that no neurology can fully map or fully address. His goodness is not diplomatic, not a calculated move, not the goodness of a deity with something left to prove. It flows because it cannot help itself. It is the overflow of a nature so essentially good, it has nowhere else to go. The goodness of is not a seasonal arrangement, does not follow the behavior of the ones who receive it most. Not a reward distributed after careful management, but the signature of everything. He is from coast to coast. From the first day of creation, when he looked and called it good, to the last page of the story, it has always been understood that goodness is not what he does occasionally or when earned. It is the fire he is made of. It is always, always burned. Psalm 34 says, taste it, not just contemplate the thought, not just acknowledge it theologically or in abstract brought before a congregation in a carefully parsed address, but taste, which means encounter it. Let goodness be assessed by the tongue, by the experience, by the actual and real, by the moments when his fingerprint is all you need to feel, to know that something operating underneath the scene has been arranging goodness in the places in between, the diagnosis and the healing, goodness in the wait, the prodigal returning to the Father at the gate, the stone that rolled on Easter when the world held back its breath. His goodness was the engine of the victory over death. The goodness of God is not a seasonal arrangement, does not follow the behavior of the ones who receive it most. Not a reward distributed after careful management, but the signature of everything. He is from coast to coast. From the first day of creation, when he looked and called it good, to the last page of the story, it has always been understood that goodness is not what he does occasionally or when earned. It is the fire he is made of. It is always, always burned. Holy Spirit, moving gentle over everything that breathes, distributing the goodness like a wind distributes seeds into soil that wasn't ready, into ground that seemed too hard, into the most unlikely places. That is where he guards. Jesus walking through the markets, through the synagogues and dust, demonstrating goodness as a practice, not a trust. For all exercise in theory, but a daily living proof that the goodness of the Father had a face beneath the roof. And the goodness does not end where the comprehension ends, does not stop at the boundary where the understanding bends into mystery, into what the finite cannot hold. The goodness of this God is wider than what has been told. The goodness of God is not a seasonal arrangement, does not follow the behavior of the ones who receive it most. It is ancient, it is current turn, it is present turn, it is constant, it is every shore of every ocean, every mountain, every coast, running through the veins of everything he ever made, built into the architecture of the light that will not fade. And the ones who stop long enough to let the goodness land will find it was already there, already close at hand. Before the asking, before the deserving, before the comprehending, the goodness was already there, arranged, waiting, faithful, and it will be there long after everything else has passed. His goodness endures forever, forever. Long before the mountains had a shadow or a name, long before the seasons understood the art of change, His faithfulness was operating steady and unchanged, an attribute so fundamental nothing has rearranged. Covenant is His language, promise is His currency, not the kind that comes with clauses and contingency, not the kind that reads the circumstance before deciding to remain, but the kind that was established in the blood, bears the stain of a commitment made before the object of it knew, before the ones He promised had the slightest what to do with the enormity of being chosen, held, pursued, retained by a faithfulness that operates regardless of the pain.
Faithful is His name.
When the foundations shake,
Faithful is His name.
and everything it takes to outlast the night, to survive the in-between. Faithful is His name in every place it has not yet been seen. Not faithful like a feeling that depends upon the day, not faithful like a human love that sometimes looks away, but faithful like the sunrise that has never missed its cue. Faithful completely,
Permanently.
faithful
Through and through.
Joshua stood at Jordan when the water wouldn't part, till the priest put foot to water. Faithfulness required the start of movement toward the promise, before the promise moved and the river held its breath, until the trust had been approved. Not approval as in earned, approval as in demonstrated, the willingness to step into the unaccommodated, and the faithfulness that parted what the natural would not, was already in position. It just waited for the foot, because faithfulness is never late, although it tests the clock, never absent from the door, although it makes you knock, never far from what was promised, though the promise takes its time. Faithfulness has its own calendar, and every page is lined with the design. Faithful is His name when the foundations shake.
Faithful is His name.
In everything it takes to outlast the night, to survive the in-between. Faithful is His name in every place it has not yet been seen. Not faithful like a feeling that depends upon the day, not faithful like a human love that sometimes looks away, but faithful like the sunrise that has never missed its cue. Faithful completely, permanently, faithful through and through. The Spirit seals what was promised at the start, moves through every generation, every breaking heart, carries the continuity of what was sworn before time into the present moment, into yours, into mine. Jesus said heaven and earth would sooner pass away than a single word He spoke would fail to have its say, which means every promise hanging in the air unfinished yet is not forgotten, it is pending, and pending is not dead. It is the faithfulness still working on the timetable it shows, still moving toward completion, the way a river moves and flows toward the place it was always going, certain, deep and wide. Faithfulness does not grow tired, it does not step aside. Faithful is His name at the end of every story. Faithful is His name before the morning shows its glory. Faithful in the silence and faithful
circumstances warranted the stay. Not because the ones he promised kept their end of the arranging, but because his faithfulness is anchored in his nature, and his nature does not bend to the behavior of the creature. Faithful was and is to come. Faithful to the last, faithful to the one, faithful like no other word. The human tongue is naked. Faithful is his nature, faithful is his name. Every promise still outstanding is a promise still in motion. His faithfulness is never once consulted the calendar of doubt. It moves, it keeps, it arrives. Faithful was his name before the beginning. Faithful is his name now. Faithful will be his name when everything else has run out of names.
Before philosophy had language for the concept of devotion, before the poets found the metaphors for depth beyond the ocean, a love was being offered that no century could contain, that signed itself in sacrifice and never changed its name. Not the love that measures distance before deciding to engage, not the love that reads the history and factors in the age of the wound before it reaches, not the love that counts the cost, but the love that went to Calvary specifically for the lost. The Agape is the word the Greeks surrendered to describe it, the kind that operates without the benefit of reciprocate, that love before the loving was returned or even cited, that chose before the chosen had a reason to participate, the love that would not let go when the letting go was easier, the love that held its ground when holding ground made no apparent sense, not the love of the convenient or the love of the appeaser, but the love that paid the highest price at the highest expense. Oh, it stretched across a crossbeam on a Friday afternoon and covered what no human love had courage to address, and rose again on Sunday, proving love outlasts the tomb. The love that would not let go, would not settle for any less. Romans 8 ascending to its pinnacle declares that nothing in the catalog of everything is scarce. The soul at its most vulnerable, not death, not life, not height, not angels, powers, present things, not the depth of darkest night can separate, which is a word that needs to be examined fully, slowly, carefully before it can be claimed, because separate implies that distance is a thing that can be managed between the love of God in Christ and the one that love has named. And the naming happened first, before the falling and the failing, before the record that accumulates
and would not clear. The love was already established, already prevailing, already at the finish line, before the start appeared. The love that would not let go when the letting go was easier. The love that held its ground when holding ground made no apparent sense. Not the love of the convenient, or the love of the appeaser, but the love that paid the highest price at the highest expense. Oh, it stretched across a crossbeam on a Friday afternoon and covered what no human love had courage to address, and rose again on Sunday, proving love outlasts the tomb. The love that would not let go, would not settle for any less. Oh, Holy Spirit is the seal of what that love secured, the down payment on a promise that eternity has ensured. Moving through the present like a river through the stone, carving out the channel where the love of God is known. Jesus is the face that love decided it would wear when it entered into history and breathed the common air. Walked among the broken, laid beside the disregarded, proved that love divine was not from human suffering parted. And the Father is the origin, the source before the source, the love that set the whole magnificent and naked thing in course. From before the first atomic thing had anywhere to be, this love was already decided, already aimed, already free. The love that would not let go is the love that holds this moment. Every breath drawn in and out is borrowed from its care. Not a passive, distant, theoretical component, but a love that is specifically and actively right here. Wider than the asking, deeper than the understanding, higher than the ceiling of the best that hope can build, more ancient than the universe and constantly expanding. The love that would not let go and never will. Nothing above, nothing below, nothing below, nothing below, nothing present, nothing coming, no height, no depth, no power, no name. Nothing in all of creation can reach between the soul and this love. It will not let go. It never has, it never will.
Holiness is not a rule assembled by religion, not a list of what is permitted and what falls outside the line. It is the atmosphere surrounding His dominion, the native air of everything eternal and divine. Seraphim have covered faces in His presence, not from fear alone, but from the weight of what they see. A purity so absolute it overwhelms the senses, a glory that no creature was designed to fully receive. And yet this holiness descended into history, wrapped itself in linen and in the cry of a newborn, traded the ineffable for something visible to see, and wore the human frame
like it had always been his form.
Holy is the Lord,
not the distant and untouchable, not the cold perfection of a God removed from pain.
holy is the Lord,
And the holy became reachable when the Word put on a body and walked down into the rain.
holy,
And yet he sat with sinners at the table.
holy,
And yet he touched the ones the law said not to touch.
holy,
And yet he made the broken somehow able to stand inside that holiness and not be crushed. Isaiah saw the throne room and came undone completely, cried out his unworthiness before the coal had touched his lips. And the holiness that leveled him then lifted him discreetly and sent him out commissioned from the ruins of his eclipse. Because holiness does not destroy
what it encounters.
it purifies, which is a different kind of fire. Not the burning that demolishes and ultimately found us, but the burning that removes what is not part of the design. And what remains after the holiness is passed through is not the scorched remains of what could never qualify, but the refined and the essential and the thoroughly made new. A soul reshaped by proximity to something most high.
Holy is the Lord,
Not the distant and untouchable, not the cold perfection of a God removed from pain.
holy is the Lord,
And the holy became reachable when the Word put on a body and walked down into the rain. Hey!
holy,
And yet he sat with sinners at the table.
holy,
And yet he touched the ones the law said not to touch.
holy,
And yet he made the broken somehow able to stand inside that holiness and not be crushed. The Spirit moves in holiness through everything he feels, not imposing but transforming, not demanding but instilling a quality of other, a fragrance that distills the presence of the sacred into the ordinary willing. And Jesus is the holiness that walked among the common, the sacred made accessible, the set apart made near, the one whose very garment him was powerful enough to summon healing from a touch, because the holy had come here. Holy in the healing,
holy in the weeping,
holy at the table,
and holy on the cross,
holy in the rising,
and holy in the keeping
of every soul that holiness refused to call a loss.
holy is the Lord,
Of every morning and its making whole,
holy is the Lord,
of every atom and its name whole,
holy is the Lord,
of every earthquake and its shaking, holy before everything, and holy still the same. Not diminished by the centuries of human misdirection, not reduced by all the ways the sacred has been framed into something manageable. Holiness defies the section that religion builds to keep it tame. Holy, holy, completely and entirely. The only thing creation has no category for, beyond the reach of language, yet arriving quietly in the still small voice and in the open door. Heaven has been saying it for longer than time has existed. Holy, holy, not as repetition, but because each utterance discovers a new dimension of what holy means. And eternally it will not be long enough to exhaust it. Holy is the Lord, was, is, and is to come.
Philosophers constructed their most careful architecture. Poets borrowed every metaphor the language had to give. Theologians assembled their most intricate conjecture, and still the name exceeded every framework they could live inside. Because the name was not invented by a culture, was not assigned by scholars in a room with books and light, was spoken by an angel to a woman in the rupture between the ordinary and the suddenly one night. And the name arrived with weight that language cannot carry fully, only partially, in syllables and sound. Jesus, which means God delivers, which means nothing is contrary to the purpose in that name, which means the lost have all been found. The name above all names is not a religious punctuation, not the period at the end of every practiced prayer. It is the hinge of all of human history and creation, the axis everything is turned on, turning still, right there. At the name, the knee of heaven and of earth and what lies under bends, not from compulsion, but from recognition of the word of the one who split the darkness like a slow and holy thunder, and walked the dust of an unremarkable patch of earth. Every other name that promised liberation had an expiration. Every other throne that rose in history came down. Every system built on human wisdom met its own cessation. But this name has outlasted every empire and its crown. Spoken over fever, and the fever lost its argument. Spoken over storms, and the storms revised their plan. Spoken in the darkest rooms of human imprisonment, and something always shifted, something always ran from the room. Because the name carries its own authority, not borrowed, not appointed, not assigned from somewhere above, but inherent, woven into the original priority of a God who named himself in the vocabulary of love. The name above all names is not a religious punctuation, not the period at the end of every practiced prayer. It is the hinge of all of human history and creation, the axis everything is turned on, turning still, right there. At the name, the knee of heaven and of earth and what lies under bends, not from compulsion but from recognition of the word of the one who split the darkness like a slow and holy thunder, and walked the dust of an unremarkable patch of earth. Emmanuel means God decided not to watch from the remove of infinite perfection and immovable repose, but in it, which is the most extraordinary move that omnipotence has ever made, and only love proposes. Wonderful Counselor means wisdom took poker face. Mighty God means power, learn the texture of the road. Everlasting Father means the ancient and the grace are not in contradiction. They have always been the same abode. Prince of Peace means the war that ran through everything. Between the holy and the broken has a resolution date. And the Lamb upon the throne means suffering and offering were never the conclusion. They were always just the gate. The name above all names needs no defending and no platform. Needs no army and no argument to hold its ground. It has been spoken into every darkness, every rainstorm. In the darkness and the rainstorm, always lost the round. Whispered by the dying as the final word they uttered. Shouted in the stadiums where thousands found their way. Written on the walls of every place where hope had stuttered and found against all evidence one more reason to stay. The name above all names was before the first was named. Will be standing when the last of everything has claimed its ending. And the name will be precisely what remains. Jesus, Lord, the name above all names. Every name that ever carried weight borrows from this one. Every authority that ever stood beneath this one. And when every other name has exhausted its meaning, this name will still be just beginning. Jesus, Jesus.